Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, I am still old enough to remember the times in which scammers would simply take out the trusted old yellow pages and go through it name by name from A to Z, calling every single number and waiting for one of those people to take the bait. It was arduous, hard work. However, for every 1,000 people they would call, just one person could land them a payday of anywhere up to 50,000 euros. Well worth the hard work, if you ask me. Scammers are a lot more sophisticated and could plan a lot more elaborate schemes. Now, of course, one thing that hasn't changed is the communication between the scammer and his or her victim. Of course, it's still important for that scammer to be able to adapt, improvise, and of course, be able to manipulate his victim. So talking on the phone is still a massive part of what it takes to be a scammer. So it's important that you know how to talk to these people as and when they start ringing. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a phone call that I heard. It's only a 10-minute phone call, but for me, it's one of the best phone calls I have ever listened to, because the way that this gentleman handled the scammer was so good. I know this scammer is going to be tormented and traumatized, perhaps for the rest of his life. So I'm going to take you through the actual phone call itself. We're going to listen to it, we're going to analyze it, we're going to break it down, and you're going to hear firsthand how to deal with these scammers as and when they speak to you on the phone. Before we get into this telephone call, I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share, click the bell notification, and please consider supporting our channel on our Patreon, link in the description, and we're going to take a listen to this. So for a little bit of context, I'm going to tell you who this scammer is, because we all know him. We have been speaking about him all week. Yes, it is Wilkins Morency on the phone. He is speaking to one of his investors, an investor who goes by the name of Michael. Now, Michael handles this call so well. It's literally a case study on how to deal with scammers, anyone who's manipulative over the phone. So without much further ado, we're going to go into the phone call. I want you to listen very carefully. We're going to stop every now and again, and we're going to analyze the telephone call in itself. Okay, so here we go.
Well, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Michael Jackson, one of your favorite board members. Hey, what's going on? I need an update. I'm being kicked out of groups. I'm being ostracized by your army of Amazons. So what's the scoop?
Very simple. Everyone who is found to have participated in one of these side meetings, until we have discovered their intentions and motives, have to be separated from the rest of the general group until we get to the bottom of this. Because at this point, there has been an attempted coup and an attempt to sabotage and destroy the organization. I think when people are sending out mass emails, spreading lies about me, pulling up 11-year-old mugshots, misrepresenting the cases, etc., we're now seeing that there's blatant attempts to destroy the organization. So now it's escalated to something serious. And so now, at this point, we're separating people until we can figure out exactly what's actually going on. Then we'll reintroduce people back in. It's very simple.
Bishop, why are you selling
those groups? So you got caught up in that. I'm sure you're innocent.
As you can hear, this gentleman is an investor. He's one of the board members of this group of investors. And the gentleman who he's speaking to is Wilkins Morency. He is a well-known scammer. And what Wilkins Morency has attempted to do, kick this gentleman out of one of the WhatsApp groups. This is one thing you can learn straight away. Take everything he says with a pinch of salt. Okay, we're going to carry on.
Are you, Bishop? This is too much drama. Why are you assuming that I participate in this? Do you think I'm sitting around with these people plotting against you? Your mind.
We now have confirmation that quote-unquote temp meeting was in fact organized by Taiwu. And
Bishop,
in that meeting, there was talk about in essence, dissolution of the DIA and the bank. We have confirmation.
So is this something that Yaya told you? I know Yaya is like your beard.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
The person who told me is actually Tyler's right hand man.
Who is that?
Out of anger. But all my nothing.
Wow.
Like I said before, take everything he says with a pinch of salt. This is a man who is a master manipulator. He will lie with every breath that he can muster in order to control you into thinking the way he wants you to think. He is just thinking that he needs to lie in order to make sure he gets you to feel or to think a certain way.
Of course, when you can figure out exactly what happened, and anybody who got swept up innocently will be
I didn't know that you were I didn't know you were a government where you could have inquisition, you can interrogate people. You are sick, Bishop. Brother, I told you. I said, Bishop. Stupid.
He actually hangs up the phone on Michael because Michael starts asking questions. And it's important that one thing you should do in this situation, it is extremely important for you to record it. Try and absorb as much information as possible. Take in as much information as possible. That's what Michael's doing.
Wow. Hey. So what do you want me to do? I mean, because Bishop,
we're gonna get to the bottom of this, man. You all that you bought. Nobody's stripping you of anything. There's none of that. I don't do that. That's against our bylaws. We would never do that to anybody. What we are doing is we can't have people amongst us who do not have the best interest of the organization. Now, you've already made an investment and purchased things within our organization, so you own those things.
I want my money back. So New Kemet, could you find one of your goons to buy the land from? I don't want to be affiliated with any of you people. So could you?
Okay, then go through the process of selling it yourself. That's not my responsibility to sell your property.
Okay. So in the interim, now what about my $20,000? Are your people like? I need my.
We are currently working on selling off your equity, and once we sell it off, we'll go ahead and get you that money.
You said
anything else?
You said it'll be 14 days.
That's what we're working on. That's what we're shooting for. Is there anything else?
I do. So about your past. So you're saying those are just misdemeanors. So I need to.
I provided my criminal record to everybody. I've been arrested for 3 times in my life. All 3 were misdemeanors: criminal trespassing, cashing of a bad check, and I provided my full criminal background to everybody who misrepresented my past. They took an 11-year-old case, which was the passing of a bad check, which was for between $500 but under $1,500, which everyone knows in Texas, if you pass a bounce check, you get arrested for it. And so a 22-year-old passing a bounce check, getting arrested for it, and I represent it as if I run a multi-million-dollar check cashing fraud thing, is complete libel and slander.
But see,
and I presented my criminal background free public.
A bit of background information. Wilkins Morency was arrested for check fraud. He tried to cash a check and was arrested. And this charge is still pending. It's still open in Waco, Texas. It's likely they still want him on this charge. It's on his criminal record. A criminal record, this part of his criminal record, he of course did not speak to any of the members of the board, any of the investors of the GAIA when he came on board. It was very important for him to disclose this because it would have given them the ability to have made a more informed decision about whether they would want somebody with a criminal record, a financial criminal record in their investment group.
Record this, Michael. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to have, I will have every single one of you guys eliminated from the if you put my family at risk.
I mean.
And Michael's got him. Of course, what he just did there by threatening his life is completely illegal. He is now going to be subject to the law of the United States because he is an American citizen, making death threats towards another American citizen. And it's got it here recorded. What Michael did there was very, very good. The way he's speaking to him in a way in which is getting him angry, because of course Michael is not falling for his. Michael understands now that he's in a situation where, hey, listen, we have a scammer on board. We're going to have to deal with them. We need to take in as much information as possible. What Wilkins Morency is trying to do is he's trying to inject fear into the person on the other end of the line. A lot of scammers will try and do this because scammers work in the criminal underworld, okay? They work in the criminal underbelly. They believe that they have been caught. They are going to be in a situation where they're going to have to use that to their advantage. Do not be afraid of it though. Listen to the way Michael responds.
Said something about that you're going to kill me? Is that what you said? Did you just say that you're going to kill me? Is that what you said? Did you just sit up here and say, you gonna have me killed? Did you just say that? Let me call it. I want to be clear.
Okay, so what you just heard was this gentleman confront Wilkins Morency. Did you just threaten to kill me? He wanted him to repeat himself. And Wilkins Morency is in a bad situation because he realizes that this gentleman has used his own tactics against him and has manipulated him into opening up emotionally. Wilkins Morency is angry. This is what sociopaths do. This is the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. A psychopath would have never have made that death threat over the phone. He would have never have done it. They are too much in control. They are completely in control of their feelings. Sociopaths are not. Sociopaths are emotionally driven. People who are psychopaths, you won't even be in this type of situation with them anyway. People who are on the psychopathic spectrum are probably lawyers or high-ranking officials or politicians, presidents. Those people generally tend to be on some part, and surgeons, by the way, those people tend to be in some part on the psychopathic spectrum, okay? They are in complete control of themselves and would never have made this mistake. That is how you can tell that Wilkins Morency is not a psychopath. Okay, let's carry on and let's listen.
Excuse me, did you just say that you kill me or have me killed?
Michael, here's what I'm going to say. My private information, my passport, my social security number has been released to a mob of people due to, and I know that it came 100% from Taiwan in this whole entire attempt. If, in any way, shape, or form, people try to do harm to me or my family, I will retaliate. And the retaliation will be very permanent. And anyone who is involved in the potential risking of my family will be retaliated against in a very permanent fashion. And you can record that and tell that. Because second, it goes from being virtual to physical. It will get violent, and it will get violent quickly.
Well.
Listen, Michael, I'm not fucking with you. You know exactly where you live. I know your address.
Are you serious? Are you gonna have me killed?
Oh, God. Oh, we're gonna have to stop it there. Okay, so this Michael is turning it up on him. He's turning up the heat. What he's doing there is he's playing with his emotions now. Now Michael's in control of this phone call. Okay? Just to let you know, okay? He made it sound like in the beginning as if Wilkins Morency was in control, but Wilkins Morency was never in control of this phone call right from the very start. Michael was in control of this phone call. He's led him into a little trap. He has already made Wilkins Morency do something illegal over the phone. This is completely illegal. He's not allowed to say the things that he just said over the phone. Wilkins Morency believes that this group of investors are, of course, a bit wet behind the ears when it comes to the criminal underworld. He believes that they will simply turn over their back and show their soft belly when they get threatened. And now Wilkins Morency is learning the hard way that that is not going to happen. Let's listen on.
Are you serious? Are you on medicine? So you just threatened to kill me?
No, Michael, I just made things very clear to you.
You just sat here and said that you're going to kill me.
Or my family.
Bishop, no.
Is anything threatened by this behavior in any way, shape, or form, things will get violent. Now, right now, we could do all the talking we want. You could go ahead and call me whatever you want. You can even harass me on the phone.
No, I'm just
my family, anyways, like, is threatened in any way, or I'm threatened in any way.
Okay.
Because you put out my private information.
Don't put that on Bishop. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. Don't you do that.
You were involved. And at the end of the day, I don't care who it was. All of you guys. Okay? Because I have all of you guys' addresses.
Bishop.
Every last one of them. No. Michael, you need to understand. I have your address, both in Savannah and New York.
That was important. You just heard Wilkins Morency tell him he has his address. You just heard Wilkins Morency tell him that he has his address. Both in Savannah and in New York, I have your address. So there you go. Once again, threatening behavior by Wilkins Morency, trying to inject fear into all these investors. And I'm telling you, the good thing about this phone call is Wilkins Morency could do this to perhaps 90% of the people on that investor panel. But because he's doing it with him, he's getting a response which he's probably not used to. Let's listen to how Michael responds to the fact that he's just been told that Wilkins Morency has his address.
So you just said that you are going to kill me. Is that what you, or have me killed? Is that what you just said?
If my family, I'm going to repeat it, and I'm sure we're being recorded, right? So just for whoever's listening to this recording.
So if your family...
Okay, something else as well. Wilkins Morency is trying to slime his way out of what he's just said. There is no sliming your way out of that, I'm sorry. Even if your family is potentially even if your family is potentially in danger, okay, you cannot make threats to somebody's life even over the phone. So he's trying to get himself out of it. He's trying to absolve himself of any wrongdoing, but I'm afraid it's too late for that. So let's carry on.
is threatened.
Michael, I need this to be clear for the recording.
If your family is threatened, you just sat here and said, if your family is threatened, then you're going to have all of us killed.
Just so you're aware.
You're going to have all of us killed. I just want to be very clear.
I need you to be aware.
So all of us, so you have my address here in New York, you have all my rental property addresses, and you're going to send your goons to come kill me. That's what you just fucking said, right?
Michael.
And I'm supposed to believe a criminal.
Michael, two things I need you to understand.
Yes.
This call's being recorded. The second thing is...
Well, great. Well, my name is Michael Jackson. I live here in Harlem on 140. I live on 105th Street, apartment 5, 10039. You send your bitches here and see what happened. Stupid bitch.
That was awesome. Absolutely brilliant. I cannot say that this gentleman doesn't know. He must have been brought up on the streets himself. The one thing that Wilkins Morency tries to do is do his best to inject fear into him by telling him that he knows his address. I know where you live. Okay, this gentleman knows already that this guy is trying to manipulate him.
Go ahead. What were you saying? What were you saying?
Michael,
you want to do what?
If my family gets...
Nobody care about your family. You Columbia. You know what? You's a Let me call him back again. This is stupid. And get clarity. Okay, your family. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on mute. And you go ahead and you can talk. I'm gonna go on mute because you full of. Go ahead and talk.
Please record this. Michael. information, including my Michael, you want to go on mute, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was on you. Okay, I'm gonna laugh in private. Hold on.
Okay. My private information, my social security number, and my passport has been released to a lot of people whom I do not know. Now, hopefully this is just you guys goofing around. However, if in any way, shape, or form, my family is in any way threatened because of all of this, or me or my person is threatened because of all of this, I will retaliate. Period.
Okay.
So if you think this is a joke, go ahead and keep on putting out my private information out to the public. Because if my family is put in danger, the response will be permanent.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to explain to you is, I have the means and capability and
I
knowledge.
know you do. A person that's been locked up as much as you have will do anything.
Not just you, everyone.
You have a criminal record. Yeah, you'll do anything. It's not surprising. I'm not surprised. You jailbirds never change. Y'all all the same. Jailbird. I have never been arrested.
There's 3 arrests in my
I have never been arrested. Never. No DUIs, no criminal trespass. Look, lucky you.
At this moment, Michael is just trolling him. He is trying to agitate him into giving more information, into incriminating himself even more. Wilkins Morency, he has his back against the wall in this telephone call. So why does he not just hang up and walk away? There is something inside him which is telling him to try and talk his way out of this situation. There is no talking his way out of this situation. We know this because we think logically and rationally. But Wilkins Morency is a sociopath. There is no logic or rationale to what he is doing. Calling back and speaking on a telephone call thinking that you're going to get yourself out of a situation which has already been recorded. It's already long gone. You can't talk your way out of it.
You should have been locked up, you damn criminal. I'm glad you had the police to protect the community. You was a damn brute, terrorizing that community. You should be ashamed of yourself. Big old 6'5", 300-pound monkey going and writing bad checks and being a terror to the community. Yeah, I'm glad the police is there to keep you from being a danger to the community. But Bishop, you're not that important to me. You don't impress me.
And this Michael is the person that we don't go on Instagram or on social media and we don't hear people like him being pushed towards our youth, towards everybody else in the community, to anybody else who may be watching, because this guy is completely clean and he is a typical African American. The vast majority of African Americans have never even had a ticket, so much of a ticket. But you will get African Americans, or should I say Black Americans, with Wilkins Morency. You will get people like him who will turn around and say, oh, well, you know, this is typical, you know, I'm Black American and this is what happens in America. All Black people in America, we all have, we all have criminal records, every single one of us. No, not the truth, okay? That is just somebody trying to manipulate you. It is not the case. The vast majority of African Americans are upstanding citizens of their country. Okay, most of them have not got any criminal record of any kind, even though they're under duress. Think about that.
I'm not recording to the police. The police will not do anything
Bishop,
to you because I said I'm going to do anything to you.
Bishop, listen.
There's no crime that has been committed. I'm simply telling you that if my family is anyway. If you do send that call to the police, and the police come and talk to me, I'll be happy to explain to them why.
So could you give me your address in Colombia so I can have them come talk to you? Because I know you're not in America. So could you forward me your information in Colombia? This is crazy.
That was the end of the phone call. I'm going to add a few pointers to this conversation. Number one, never show fear. If scammers smell fear on you, they will use it. They will know that you are scared. And as soon as they know that you are scared, they will act on it. So even if you are scared, don't act as if you are. This gentleman clearly wasn't scared, hence the reason why Wilkins Barenzi puts down the phone. Number two, don't believe anything they say. Everything that they say, especially if they think they're being recorded, is only for a specific reason. They are talking either to manipulate you or to manipulate anyone else who may be listening to that recording. Number three, you would know whether a person is trying to manipulate you. Try and counteract that manipulation. Number four, stay in control of your emotions. If you do not have control of your emotions will use you, okay? So you must stay in control of your emotions on the phone call. It doesn't matter what he says. The things that he's saying, he's trying to provoke an emotional response from you. Know that he's a manipulative person anyway, and the things that he's saying in order to put fear inside you. Fear does not exist. Remember this. Danger might exist, but the chances of him coming over to do something to you whilst incriminating himself, whilst putting himself in a position where he could get locked up for the next 10 years just for the things that he said on this phone call. Imagine him doing something else. Can you imagine doing something else? Of course he's not going to do anything else. So that is from the horse's mouth. You heard it. Guys, please be careful out there. Not everybody out there, especially people who want control of your money, are in it for your best interest. Many of them just want your money. So guys, have any of you guys been on a telephone call like this before? It'd be really interesting to hear if you've ever been on a telephone call where you've had a scammer try and take money from you. Please let me know and let's have a chat about it. It'd be good to hear of your experiences. So that's it from me for today. Guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you to my Patreons. And I will see you in the next one. Until the next time, please think twice, Tarara bit.